on this whole law enforcement situation and how these um, killings are seen. Now, what happened here in Minneapolis, where the George Floyd incident occurred, is that many within the Minneapolis Police Department were indeed corrupt. That's actual fact. There was a lot going on there. Uh, they had discriminatory practices as it related to just law enforcing in the area. Now, granted, Minneapolis is one of those cities where it's tough. There's a mixed group of people. There's a lot of different disparities, a lot of different things going on that could make it tough for law enforcement to enforce laws. In scenarios like that, when it's tough, it doesn't mean revert to oppression and discriminatory practices of just policing the poor, the underprivileged, and the colored. Okay. Historically, that's been the case. That's no longer tolerable. So, being as though that's no longer tolerable, it seems to me that folks are having a difficult time really figuring out. Okay, so if we can't do it this way, then what way do we do it? We don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Does that, and we're talking about selling weed, something that they've now made legal in multiple places. And funny enough, you know why they made it legal in multiple places? The money is down. So they need to get some money. So they took the old school hustler approach, which is let's flip a pack, right? Now, weed is one of those things where the exchange tends to benefit both sides. Many people have found the philosopher's stone off a great batch of marijuana. There are many medicinal benefits to CBD that we all hear and know of now at this point. So there's a lot going on of benefit there. But the way the whole game has shifted, where crime is no longer about making money, and crime is no longer about trying to get out of the hood or do right by yourself or your loved ones to try to solve these some of these institutional or historical problems that many of us have come out of families where we've been dealing with these kinds of things and these kinds of traumas. Crime's not about that, right? The Kia boys are not stealing cars because they're poor and impoverished in the ghettos of Minneapolis, St. Paul, or the Twin Cities at large, in Chicago and Detroit. They're not doing it because they're trying to get out of there. They're doing it for fun, enjoy riding, something that I can't really get behind. This woman here, she decides that she's going to shank up a person who didn't give her a tip that she felt that she deserved. I take issue with that kind of crime, right? It's not, these are not justifiable activities to be in your feelings um about how you feel that you're worth and you're owed so much more. A lot of people have this mentality. I've had it. It's something that in some sense is a normal human occurrence to think of yourself more than what you are and to think that you're worth more than what you really are. It could be humbling to realize that you're not worth what you think you are. A little bit too humbling for some. So my advice would be it can't go down like that, right? Like we can't be out here uh thinking that, you know, and let me say this. Let me say this because I deal with this actually current day in my everyday life. Barbers, bartenders, servers of all types, people who are in the service sector who are looking for tips for their productivity. You're not owed any particular tip just because we have really their social norms that we've developed that says you should be tipped. those norms are an appreciation of the fact of the difficulty of your job, and it leaves a door open where you can be given more for better service, which is great for you.